The maritime industry is the driving force behind global trade and commerce. Hello to our esteemed viewers out there. It's nice to have you join us again on another interesting episode of your program, Nimasa This Week. I remain your uncle, Moyioluwa Olutayo. It's nice to have you join us. Welcome on board as we begin to roll together.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
Thank you for joining us. The program is Nimasa This Week. Our first port of call today is the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy in Abuja, where we are exploring some of the giant steps taken by the ministry and the Honorable Minister, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola, CON, towards sustainability in the maritime industry in Nigeria. Stay tuned on the program.
The Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, at its 6th Quadrennial National Delegates Conference held in Lagos, elected Comrade Francis Bunu as its new President General.
Solidarity, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
Speaking at the event, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, CON, praised the outgoing leadership led by Comrade Adewale Adeyanju for 8 years of dedicated service, during which the sector experienced remarkable peace and stability. Represented by the ministry's Permanent Secretary, Mr. Oloruntola Olufemi, the minister also extended heartfelt congratulations to Comrade Bunu on his election, while reaffirming the ministry's continued support for the union and its leadership.
This is a great and auspicious time for this union. Let me start by acknowledging that the maritime sector is at the center and at the heart of the reckoning of this present administration under the able leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. The creation of a dedicated ministry for the sector is a pointer to this. The welfare and the prospects of members of this association remains paramount to government and is at the center of the desire to reposition the sector as a contributor to national growth and development.
Without the maritime workers, there is no maritime in Nigeria. And there is no economy in Nigeria or any country in the world. So on that note, I want to give a firm commitment that we as a regulator will continue to support the Maritime Union as well as the Labor Union to ensure that we give the enabling environment in order to progress the economy of Nigeria.
Speaking shortly after his election, the new President General, Comrade Francis Bunu, called on stakeholders to partner with the union in fostering a collaborative and mutually beneficial relationship. He assured that under his leadership, the union will work diligently to elevate the maritime sector to greater heights while strengthening unity and cooperation across the industry.
I feel so happy. I feel so elected. I feel that this is one of the time that I was expecting as a seafarer whom I've been in the struggle of trade union business, and this is one of the moments that I cherish so much. The seafarers, the dock workers, the shipping, and the MPA, and every other key players in the industry, that they were going to see the best of maritime workers of Nigeria. A new dawn have come, a new day have come, and I hope that, as far as we are concerned, with God, everything is what possible. We're going to carry maritime to the new, greater height.
Earlier at the event, stakeholders paid glowing tributes to the immediate past President General, Comrade Adewale Adeyanju, applauding his exemplary leadership and the enduring legacy he leaves behind in the maritime industry.
Please put your hands together for them as they come forward. Encourage them with a round of applause. Yes, that is the team of change. Did you see them? That team, that achievement that was listed, these are the people that made it happen. Branch presidents under Adeyanju, please come forward. Join this. You are also part of the progress. You are part of the celebration that is happening here today. And so say all of us, for the outgoing President General of MWUN, 3.5 Bosa. Bosa! 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 Bosa!
The 8 years have not been easy. However, I'm proud to announce that we have kept our promise and our oath, despite being faced with hurdles that seem undefeatable. I dare say we were able to do this with support from government, our members, and our various management and stakeholders. For this, we are grateful. And it's to this light, it's to this gift, to you all who suddenly stood by my side, that I hold my deepest appreciations.
I will say it again, it is not easy to have a great leader. A leader that brings both the past and the present together for a greater future. He has laid a solid foundation, and I pray that the people coming after him will build on it. If they so do, of course, your union is a great union, but it will be greater and greatest. The achievements of the outgoing leadership are a testament of what is possible when we stand together in solidarity.
Notable attendees included the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Dayo Mubiriola, the President of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajero, Secretary of the International Transport Workers Federation for the Africa region, Mohammed Safiyanu, as well as representatives of the executive governors of Kebbi and Delta states, amongst others. A key highlight of the event was the unveiling of a historic publication by the union, titled The History of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, 1996 to 2024.
Welcome back on the program. It's still Nimasa this week. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, played host to the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission for a collaboration towards tackling corruption in the maritime sector. The collaboration between ICPC and Nimasa is aimed towards promoting transparency, accountability, and good governance in the maritime sector. Stay tuned on the program as we bring you clips from the event.
As part of ongoing efforts to enhance operational integrity and uphold ethical standards, transparency, and accountability within the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the Lagos State Office of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has reinaugurated the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit in the agency. Speaking at the reinauguration ceremony, Mr. Kabiru Elelu, Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner of ICPC Lagos, underscored the critical role of ACTU in promoting a culture of integrity and ethical conduct within Nimasa. He emphasized the importance of aligning the unit's efforts with the agency's mission and values, particularly in the fight against corruption. Mrs. Aisha Idris, the newly appointed chairperson of Nimasa's ACTU, expressed her commitment to the unit's mandate. She pledged to adhere to established procedures and work diligently to promote transparency and accountability in the operations of the agency.
As you know, the ACTU, which is the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit, is a unit that was established by ICPC in all the MDAs. And as we all know, there's only one thing, and I say one thing, that is killing this country, and it is corruption. We know that the only one single thing that is killing this country is corruption. And it's not a fight that only ICPC, only EFCC, or the anti-graft agency can do. It is what we can only achieve if all hands are on deck.
ICPC, established in 2000, is Nigeria's leading anti-corruption body, tasked with tackling corruption and related offenses through enforcement and preventive measures.
ICPC is empowered to carry out three main functions: enforcement, which is investigation and prosecution; prevention, which these system studies fall under prevention. Then we have public enlightenment and education. For today, we are looking at the preventive mandate, which is system studies and review. System studies and review is one of the tools of is one of the preventive tools in ICPC. We have ECIS. Here my colleagues came to deploy last year. It's one of the preventive tools too, very close to system studies.
The need to focus on mental health has become pertinent in every segment of society, as there is increased awareness of the importance of prioritizing mental well-being, an antidote to enhancing productivity in the workplace, with a positive ripple effect on society as a whole. It is upon this premise that the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, organized a one-day seminar titled Prioritizing Mental Health in the Workplace for staff of the agency. The event began with a warm welcome by the head of the Health Services Unit, Mrs. Theresa Daudu. Declaring the event open on behalf of the Director General CEO, Dr. Dayo Mubiriola, the Executive Director of Operations, Engineer Fatai Adeyemi, emphasized the critical importance of mental health. He reaffirmed the agency's commitment to fostering a workplace environment that actively supports mental well-being.
Today, we come together to address a topic that is often overlooked but critically important: mental health. It is vital to understand that mental health is not just a personal concern. It is a collective responsibility that impacts the well-being of every member of this agency, as well as our collective productivity and success. As we work toward fulfilling the mission as leading maritime administration in Africa, the demand and challenges we face can sometimes take a toll on our mental and emotional health. This seminar offers us the opportunity to initiate the conversation on mental health, raise awareness, foster a supportive environment where no one feels isolated in their struggle.
A distinguished team of facilitators took the stage across two panels. Panel 1 featured Dr. Chiadu Ndu, Mr. Miles Makafui, and Dr. Ogonnaya Undupu. Panel 2 included Dr. Ehi Eden and Caroline Wokoma Aneto. Together, they unpacked the core pillars of mental health, highlighting an individual's ability to cope with life stresses, recognize their own abilities, learn and work productively, and contribute meaningfully to their community.
Own your deal and use your experience to ensure that the other person doesn't go down that route. Why do I have suffered, I have learned from certain things, why can't I share it with you? To make sure that your own experience is softer and easier. Honestly, in the workplace, nothing is new. It is okay for you to tell your story as little as possible. I'm not saying you have to tell everything about your life. Tell the person what you've been through, how you manage. It's really very simple. Very small openness makes the person understand that there is congruence. There's nothing off. You're not looking down on me. You're not mocking me. You empathize with me. You hear what my soul is saying. A little bit of openness, a little bit of self-disclosure goes a very long way in helping an employee's mental health when they're struggling.
Two things you need to remember. The things that are within your control. If you can change something, change it. If there's something going on at work that is overwhelming for you, talk about it. Don't just keep it inside.
The sessions also addressed the dynamics of stress, both within and outside the workplace, and shared strategies for building resilience and maintaining mental well-being. A key highlight of the discussions was the introduction of the Employee Assistance Program and its potential to support staff through confidential professional services. Plans are already underway to roll out this initiative within the agency.
Because mental health is not hinged only in the workplace. Mental health also has a confounder in the family. You don't exist only in the workplace. So family is a key component of employees' mental health, and we must keep that in mind, that we should not separate them or get them disjointed.
Goodwill messages from the special advisors to the Director General, Mrs. Nneka Obianyo and Mr. Olatunji Ahmed, reinforced the importance of sustaining and expanding such initiatives to drive organizational productivity.
We should remember that mental health is as important as our physical health. Seeking help shows that you are strong, not weak. Therefore, let us work together to create a more supportive, caring, and mentally healthy workplace for all of us to thrive.
The event concluded with a heartfelt vote of thanks by Dr. Eno Peters, the Deputy Director of Health Services, marking a successful and impactful engagement.
Welcome back. The program is still Nimasa this week. The maritime sector over the years have been a male-dominated sector. On the UNSDG segment today, we shall be considering the 10th goal, which is titled Reduced Inequality. And our guest on that segment today is Shielibe Abe, an assistant director with the Public Relations Unit of Nimasa. So I hand you over to Femi in the studio with our guest. I'll be right back.
Globally, the subject on sustainable development has continued to gain traction, and how nations are expected to live at the minimum standard of living in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The maritime sector plays a very crucial role in attaining these sustainable development goals, and that is why on this segment we have been examining the various SDGs and their contribution, particularly Nimasa's contribution towards these SDGs in the maritime sector in Nigeria. On this segment, we'll be discussing SDG 10, talking about reduced inequalities and how Nimasa has been able to achieve this also in the maritime sector. With me on this segment is Mrs. Shielibe Abe. She is an assistant director in the Public Relations Unit of Nimasa. Mrs. Abe, you're welcome.
Thank you, Femi.
Now, still talking about SDGs. We know that SDGs particularly is expected to help to generate and create wealth across nations in the world. Now, how has Nimasa particularly been able to bring this to bear in the maritime sector?
Thank you very much. So today, I guess we're focusing on UN SDG 10.
Yes.
And this is basically the goal that deals with inequality within and among countries. Now, Nimasa, being a regulator in the maritime sector, represents not just its country, but Africa as a whole. And under the supervision of the Marine and Blue Economy Ministry, Nimasa has been able to, first of all, build capacity. And in terms of building capacity, I'm talking about the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, whereas young people are trained and equipped with relevant skills and expertise and certification to ensure that they're able to market Nigeria globally, export our skills and our trade within the country and outside as well.
Very good. Now, talking about reduced inequalities, which is the focus of this particular segment. We know it cuts across social, political, religion, work and all that. Now, what is Nimasa doing, particularly knowing that the maritime sector is actually male-dominated, right? How is Nimasa, in its own, rights, trying to ensure to, reduce inequalities in this sector? This also almost ties up with SDG 5 on gender equality. So what is Nimasa doing in this regard?
Wow, fantastic. Nimasa is doing tremendously. It will surprise you to know that in Nimasa, 42% of the workforce at top management level are women. And a whole 33% of the entire workforce is female. Not only within the organization, Nimasa collaborates and encourages participation of the women, particularly by supporting the various female maritime associations. So we have the WISTAs, WIMOCA, WILAT, all of them coming together. Nimasa ensures that not only are they involved in policy making, decision making, but they are present at the table where decisions are made. So thereby ensuring that Nigeria is aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, not just ending in 2030, but even beyond.
Okay, now talking about beyond 2030, I think that's a good question I should ask you now. After 2030, what do you think will happen to the global populace? Will these SDGs elapse? Will they continue? Or there will be a kind of rejigging whereby they will add more or subtract some just to ensure that it still serves as a guide to the global populace?
Beautiful. The UNSDG goals didn't just crop up from nowhere. It emanated from somewhere. You had the Millennium Development Goals before. And the beauty about life is that there's a continuum. And as the years go by, the world is changing, everything is evolving, technology is evolving. Nigeria is also evolving with times. So Nigeria is going to key in. No one is going to sit aloof because Nigeria is not an island. In line with other countries, we will keep forging ahead, doing our best, implementing various policies and putting frameworks in place to ensure that we go not just, the world is not going to end in 2030. The world exists beyond. So there will definitely be a rejigging, if I should use the word, of the Sustainable Development Goals. Only God knows what it's going to be called, but we're talking about sustainability. Sustainability doesn't end, so it goes beyond 2030.
All right, that's talking about transgenerational approach.
Absolutely.
From one generation to
next.
Another generation.
Yes.
So finally, what is your word for the layman out there talking about this sustainable development? Some people don't even understand what is talking about sustainable development. What is your word for the layman outside? Because the essence of this development is to ensure that our environments are very clean, the waters are clean, and everything is okay. So what do you have to say to the man on the streets?
Sustainability. You know, the UNSDG goals was built on 5 pillars. It's talking about people, it's talking about prosperity, it's talking about partnership. And all these things is to ensure that our life on Earth, we don't go extinct. So it's how do we work together to ensure that we live better lives and live a better life for the generations yet to come. Each one teach one. You know, we need to also teach the generations, those coming behind, those in nursery schools, those in secondary schools, and even the little children at home, how to take care of the environment. We're talking about plastics. So it goes beyond that, because if you agree with me, plastics were causing a serious menace to our environment. And if the entire water bodies are covered in plastic, we won't have fish to eat. We won't have a nation, we won't have an economy to thrive on, because Nigeria is a coastal economy. So to the layman out there, I say, take care of your environment so that we have an environment to live in for tomorrow. Thank you.
Wow, that's a word for the wise out there. Take care of your environment so that we have an environment to live in for tomorrow. Remember, it's a transgenerational approach from one generation to another generation. It's a wrap on this segment. My name is Femi Kumuyi. I remain your host. Thank you.
The Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, WISTA Nigeria, rounded off its 30th anniversary celebrations with a grand gala and awards night, where outstanding women, including past and present WISTA presidents, were honored for their remarkable contributions. The night also saw awards presented to key stakeholders who have played significant roles in the success of the association.
On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees of WISTA, the past president who we are celebrating, including the founder, this night is an awards night, is a night of celebration. Why are we celebrating? WISTA Nigeria is 30 beautiful years old. A 30-year-old, thank you.
Nimasa's Director of Administration and Human Resources Department, Mr. Isiche Osangbi, was on hand to receive awards on behalf of the Director General, Dr. Dayo Mubiriola.
Any vessel operating coastal voyage in Nigeria must mandatorily have on board the following: vessel logbook, vessel port of call, vessel particulars, which include registry certificates, safety equipment certificates such as safe manning certificates, builder certificates, load line certificates, tonnage certificates, radio certificate, insurance certificates, classification certificates, passenger ship safety certificates, service certificates, cargo ship certificates, and waiver certificates or receipts. Vessel owners, captains, shipping agents, and members of the public are advised to note and comply.
That's all we have for you on the program today. Thanks for watching. This is the first week in the second quarter of the year. As dock workers and sailors work together to load and offload cargo, teamwork and collaboration might just be all that is needed towards achieving our goal for the year. Food for thought. Until we meet again next week, same time, same station, on the same platform. Bon voyage.